Jesus is more. Jesus is more. Hey, welcome again to the Moreland Avenue Church of Christ. And again, I'm Bruce Johnson, minister of this fine congregation. If you've been watching the weather on your TV this past week, you'll realize, or you've come to realize, that it's winter here in Atlanta, Georgia. We've gotten our fair share of snow. While a lot of people here from Atlanta get discombobulated and upset when they see the snow, I really get excited about it. Many of you know that I'm originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and so when I see the month of December, and especially this time of year, the Christmas season, I hope to see snow. I look forward to the snow. And so I'm very excited about it. But one thing snow reminds me of too is that we're in the baseball winter meetings. I'm a big baseball fan. I love baseball. Grew up loving baseball, and even now I love baseball. And baseball winter meetings are going on, and it kind of takes me back to when I was a kid. I remember growing up on the south side of Minneapolis, played baseball, and I'm getting redundant now, but I did play baseball. And we used to chew a lot of bubble gum as a kid. We were little, we couldn't chew tobacco, so we ended up chewing a lot of bubble gum. And I'm going to age myself right now, but that's okay too. I remember when you could go and buy some Bazooka Joe for 1 penny. And every day that we had a baseball game, my friends and I, we would go around to the alleys and to the parks and just about anywhere we could find pop bottles. Well, those people in Minneapolis know what I'm talking about when I say pop bottles. People in the South, you all might call them soda bottles or whatever, but we called them pop bottles. And the thing about pop bottles was that we could go find our pop bottles, take them to the store, and we could redeem them and get 3 cents per pop bottle. I didn't know what the word redeem meant. All I knew was that if I brought this pop bottle in, I could get 3 cents and I could buy 3 pieces of Bazooka Joe for my baseball game that afternoon. So my friends and I, like I said, we go everywhere in the city looking for pop bottles. We go to the park, we'd go in the alleyways, we'd look at people's trash cans, wherever, trying to find pop bottles. Now when we find these pop bottles, some of them were really clean. You know, people had them on the back porch or they were giving them away, and they were really clean. And we'd take them to the store and he'd give us 3 cents. Sometimes we go by the creek and we'd see pop bottles down there, and some of them were just slimy with a lot of green stuff in them and all that kind of stuff, and snails, and you know, they weren't very attractive, but we could take those bottles in, and you know what? They still would give us 3 cents. And then there would be places we'd go down to the park, and little kids had stuffed pop bottles full of sand in the playground or in the sand pit. We'd find those bottles, we'd take them out, take them to the store, and he'd give us 3 cents. And we could buy our Bazooka Joe bubblegum. And I can see some of you are wondering, Bruce, what does this have to do with anything? Well, like I said, I used the word redeemed a few minutes ago. And what I find amazing is this. No matter where we found those pop bottles, if they were already clean, they were filled with gook and grime, or filled to the rim with sand, the store owner gave us 3 cents. What we did not know was, regardless of the condition they brought the pop bottles in, that store owner would send them to a place, they would clean them, they would sterilize them, and they would be ready for use again. They would be refilled, recapped, sent back to the store, ready for use again. I think this is what Paul is talking about in Colossians 1, starting at verse 12. He said, giving thanks to the Father, who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of the saints in the kingdom of light. For he has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. I don't know what your life has been like. Maybe you've been that pop bottle that things have gone really well for you most of your life. Your bottle is pretty clean. We don't see the dirt, we don't see the grime, we don't even see the slime. We might say it's a clean life. So you can be used again. And then maybe some of you are like me. Your life hasn't always been perfect. You got the slime, you got the snails, you got the green slime in there, and so you have to be washed. You have to be regenerated. You must be cleansed so that you can be useful again. And maybe some of you have been filled to the brim with the dirt, the cares of this life. And you too need to be washed. You need to be cleansed so that you can be useful again. And that's the great story about Christmas. Why I personally don't believe December 25th is the birth of Christ. I personally believe that he was born in the springtime because of the account that we read in the Bible. But I'm thankful that Christmas is a time in this country where men actually are brought into the knowledge of who Jesus is. And Jesus has made it possible through his blood that no matter how dirty, how climby, how greasy, how slimy, how dirty, or how clean we think we are, his blood can cleanse us and make us useful again. And I hope that you will remember this as we go into this holiday season, that Jesus came back to redeem you, to make you clean once again. Take that with you this week. We look forward to seeing you next time. Again, I'm Bruce Johnson, minister of the Moreland Ave Church of Christ in Atlanta, Georgia.